welcome to Fair Entry.
Thank you. I'm a refugee, and I learned about the Fair Entry program. I filled out the paper application, and I just wanted to know what else I need to do to make sure that my application is completed.
Sure. Well, before we start getting into the application, I'd just like to ask you, are you a government-sponsored refugee, or did you come to Canada as a privately sponsored refugee?
I'm privately sponsored.
Privately? Okay. So to complete your application with Fair Entry, we have two requirements. First, proof of address. We just ask that you submit one document that confirms your current address in Calgary. That could be a utility bill, a telephone bill, a government document, or maybe your tenancy agreement that you filled out. Any of those will be fine for proving your proof of address. Secondly, is your proof of income. That's our second requirement. Now, for a privately sponsored refugee, we recommend that you submit a letter from a registered social worker. So here's an example of a letter that was written by a registered social worker and signed, and you could use this kind of letter to complete your application with the Fair Entry.
And how would I find a registered social worker?
Well, one good option is to be referred to a registered social worker through your family doctor. Do you or your sponsor have a family doctor here in Calgary?
No.
No? Okay. Well then, one option for you is to connect with a family doctor through the Mosaic Refugee Clinic. You can contact the refugee clinic and make an appointment and ask to be referred to a doctor. And then once you work with that doctor, perhaps he or she can then refer you to a registered social worker. So that's one way of connecting with a physician here in Calgary.
And how do I contact the Mosaic Refugee Clinic?
Well, you can contact them by phone and make an appointment. Their phone number is 403-569-7251. Give them a call and see if you can make an appointment with them.
And what if that doesn't work out?
If you're not having any luck with the Mosaic Refugee Clinic, you can always call 311 and get in touch with the City of Calgary registered social worker. That's our social worker will assess your needs, meet with you, and determine if you're eligible for one of a letter from them, signed by them, that you can use for our application. Connecting with one of our social workers is also a great idea. They may be able to, teach you more about some of the community resources in the community that will definitely help you in the future.
And how do I know what the social worker needs to put on the letter?
Well, that's a good question. Our application form lists specific criteria that the social worker wants to include in the letter. And you can just refer to this section in the application. Just take this along with you when you meet your registered social worker, and they can follow these guidelines. There's some specific information that they'll want to include when they fill out this letter.
And how long does that process take?
Well, the process to obtain a registered social worker letter, if you don't have a physician, that process could take about 4 to 6 weeks, so it could take some time. But once you're approved, once you have that letter, then you can come right back to Fair Entry and complete your application.
And when if my application is successful, how long does that last?
Once you're approved by Fair Entry, you'll be approved for exactly 1 year. Okay. And if you're interested in continuing beyond that 1 year, then you'll just submit a new application. Now keep in mind, next year, right, we can't use the same letter. We'll have to obtain one of the other proofs of income that we have on our application. For example, you'll have time throughout the year to do your income taxes or apply for other benefits that you can use next year. So just keep that in mind for next year if you submit another application.
And if I have all of my documents and I apply, how long will it take for me to be approved?
Once you have all your documents, once you have your registered social worker letter, you'll be approved in about 5 to 10 minutes when you apply here at one of our sites in person. So it's a pretty quick process. If you apply through our mail or if you apply through fax, that process could take a little bit longer.
And I have a friend, and she's a refugee like myself. She wants to apply, but I don't think she actually is able to come down here. So is there another way that she can apply?
There is, yeah. So she can definitely take this application home, fill it out, get all her documents prepared, and she can mail it in. She can fax her application in. She can even apply online. She can visit our website. The address is calgary.ca/fair entry, and she can submit her application and all supporting documents right through our website.
And how do I know what decision you guys have made about my application?
You'll know if you're approved when you receive a notification letter. We'll be sending you out a letter that just verifies your eligibility and your expiry date, and you should receive that within 7 days.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Hi, good to see you again.
Hi, good to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you. So I completed my application. Here are all the documents.
Perfect. So I'm just going to take a few minutes to process this, and I'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, so everything is done. Your application has been approved. And here's a notification letter that just confirms that you're approved for 1 year. Okay, you can go ahead right away and buy your Calgary Transit low-income pass. Here's a list of all the places in the city that you can buy it. If you want to buy one right now, just head around the corner to the city cashiers, just provide them your photo ID and you can purchase your pass. Okay. For the Recreation Fee Assistance Program, it's going to take them about 10 days to 2 weeks to finish your registration. You'll receive an email or a notification letter from them. Once you receive it, then you can head to any City of Calgary recreation facility, leisure center, or aquatic center and get your access card made. Okay? So you're all set. Here's your letter. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Take care.